Welcome to our presentation. In today's presentation, we'll be looking at Nokia. We will be answering the question of if and how Nokia stimulated innovation. We'll also consider whether Nokia was an innovative organization, as well as its sources of innovation. We'll look at the search for innovation and conclude with a critique of Nokia's approach to innovation.
The reason why we chose Nokia is because it's a known telecommunication and marketing organization. Nokia is listed on the Helsinki as well as the New York Exchange. At one point, Nokia was known as the largest vendor of mobiles in the world. However, in 2014, Nokia was acquired by Microsoft. Nokia was appealing to the consumers due to their hardware and design capabilities. They were known to have excellent screens, cameras, as well as other hardware parts. So in our presentation today, we are basing Nokia before it was acquired by Microsoft. We feel that Nokia lacked strategy for stimulating innovation. This meant that the lack of innovation had no direction. Nokia didn't take into consideration their competitors, as well as the new entrants into the market. We believe there was no clear framework or decision-making by Nokia. Therefore, they were unable to make bold and fast decisions. We think that Nokia overestimated their own brand. By not entering the smartphones era, Nokia thought they would be quickly coming into the market. However, this was arguably hard for Nokia.
So the question here is, did Nokia have a clear innovation strategy? According to the chairman, Nokia's leadership is about cost, cost, and cost. So in essence, what this means is that Nokia wants to bring a product into the market that's affordable, reliable, and accessible to the whole world and across the board. In addition, Nokia's vision statement is connecting people, a world where everyone can be connected. So Nokia had an in-house R&D department. However, their research and development centers were across the world. They were not clustered in one place. So because of this, their innovation strategy was not successful because they did not tap into the talent, bringing in professionals together in one place to come up with resourceful ideas. So Nokia adopted a design and market research as their innovation strategy. By doing so, they wanted to have a product that was tailored to their consumers, and they listened to their customers, and they wanted to have a product that their customers had suggested to them. In addition, Nokia's vision was to be recognized as the most customer-focused, customer-centric organization on the planet. So basically what this means is that Nokia would go into the market, get feedback from their customers, and try and work on what their customers would have suggested to them in terms of whether their customers were comfortable with the products that they had or their suggestions as to whether they needed improvements. Nokia would adopt that as an innovation strategy. Furthermore, Nokia cooperated with over 100 universities all over the world. By doing so, they wanted to bring in together talent, to come up with new ideas, and to adopt those ideas, and to bring those ideas into their future generation products. By doing so as well, Nokia was looking at developing the product that they already had and having these people into their research and development organizations. However, there is no evidence to suggest that Nokia's openness into innovation was successful, because they could have discounted several ideas from all these people that they consulted. And by having an open innovation strategy, they did not take into consideration that not bringing all these talented people together would have been an advantage to them just like what other competitors like Apple and Samsung were doing in coming up with new apps and other, in developing their original products.
Is Nokia an innovative organization? Nokia pursued incremental innovation with their alliance with Microsoft. Nokia also adopted process change by switching to Windows operating system without reframing. Nokia clearly lacked direction using Solinsky's want fight get manage approach. Nokia's failure is within the want goal part. Whereas the market technology leader, Apple, know what they want and how they want to achieve their goals, their strategies have created the most efficient money generating machine within the smartphone industry. Nokia primarily focused on cost, but they also want to provide good and proper hardwares, good design, and serve all segments, which includes the feature phone and the emerging markets. They are the ones who use the open innovation tools and have also spent most of their finance on research and development. Nokia's situation has, however, improved after they have started to cooperate with Microsoft and abandoned their own operating systems. Nokia has cost-driven innovation because it primarily focused on cost. Nokia also focused on proper hardware, good design, and capabilities. It did this by providing excellent screens, camera, and hardware parts. The benefit of cost focus is long-term economies of scale. The Nokia's customer-driven innovation because it has factories all over the world. But Nokia is not design-driven. Nokia doesn't have any design-driven innovation or pursued technology push, no radical change or introduction of new technology. The sources of innovation was more incremental than radical. A focus on their brand appeal was the availability of quality solid phones for all market segments. This therefore meant that Nokia did not focus on any one segment, designing models for low, medium, and high-end consumers mean they did not feel declining sales in developed economies, which may they have been symptomatic of bigger problems.
I was talking about the search for innovation in Nokia company. For any company to be sustainable within an industry, they need to use not just the old frame, but also move to the new frame. As we can see from this diagram, Zone 1 is only about the exploits, which is what Nokia adopted, and they remain there. Having been with Nokia has adopted the Android platform, and has adopted the Android platform, this would have enabled them to move to Zone 3, which is the reframe level. The reframe level is the one that gives them the chance to expect more, not just expect, but expect more into the opportunities that they could have achieved and gained in the industry. Open innovation was what Nokia used, but they didn't use it very well, and they didn't penetrate into it very well as much as it would have enabled the company to survive within the industry. It was a necessity for Nokia because it would give them access to other talents, ideas, and capitals. Open innovation would have been an additional benefit, and this would have encouraged them to have internal knowledge transfer and absorptive capacity. Because open innovation is good, is very useful for a dynamic market or a market which is in chaos. For Nokia to remain in the industry and be sustainable in the long run, Nokia would have benefited from this because linkage with customers is very important for any company to survive within an industry. Nokia didn't do this. They didn't put their customers and also the threat of new entrants into consideration when they were searching for their innovation techniques. If they had used open innovation more often or very well, it would have enabled Nokia to know what their customers wanted from smartphones, which is not just smartphones that could call or text people. Customers want a smartphone that can enable them to connect to social media, also be able to receive emails and reply emails on the go. which is what other new companies such as Apple and Android adopted, and which has enabled them to survive it has enabled them to survive and also overcome Nokia in the industry. Alliance with rather than acquisition by Microsoft. What we mean by this is, having been Nokia has gone into an alliance with Microsoft rather than letting Microsoft acquire the company. It would have benefited them, as they will still remain in the industry, still be doing well, and they will still be recognized in the industry as they used to be in century ago. This will enable them to benefit from all the knowledge which Microsoft will be bringing in, as both companies are compatible and will do very well in the industry.
So finally, we will be critiquing Nokia's approach to innovation. So we feel that Nokia embraced open innovation, but to a limited implementation. What we mean by that is, for example, Nokia had links with about 100 universities globally. We don't feel that Nokia exploited this. In a similar way to the way BT exploited their links with universities at Adderstraw Park, we feel that Nokia should have brought the knowledge all into one location so that would enable them to tap into knowledge and innovate. Secondly, Nokia's pricing strategy enabled them to realize their vision statement of connecting people, because Nokia had models across all price ranges. Finally, Nokia's made substantial investments in research and development. They made phones that consumers wanted to use because their phone's interface was easy to use. Nokia is also credited with building the first cell phone in the mid-1990s, as well as developing a valuable patent portfolio along the way. Unfortunately, Nokia did not invest in effective marketing strategies, which wasn't compatible with their substantial investment in research and development. Also, Nokia's failure to adapt or to introduce the Android platform was a loss of opportunity. Nokia phones were renowned for being easy to use. The Android platform is also renowned for being easy to use, and we feel that had Nokia identified that these two were compatible, Nokia would have gone onto the Android platform rather than Windows, and we feel that this would have allowed them to remain in the industry, if not be successful. Also, although Nokia wanted to connect people, they didn't have a clearly defined STP. STP is segmentation, target, and positioning. We feel that Nokia's aim of connecting people and providing or producing phones for all segments didn't allow them to identify who their core segments were. Had Nokia done this, they could still have been making phones for all market segments while concentrating on segments that would allow them to remain in the industry. Unlike Apple, who make phones that were clearly very expensive, Apple products were desired by all, even people that couldn't afford them cash down. Because Nokia didn't adopt a similar strategy, it meant that they couldn't stay in the game when bigger players such as Apple and Samsung came along. Finally, Nokia was too focused on cost instead of technology, which is incompatible with the mobile phones industry. The mobile phone industry is very much technology and innovation reliant. Unfortunately for Nokia, consumers will punish brands who fail to innovate and to innovate quickly. And unfortunately, this, we feel, is what led to the demise of the Nokia brand. Thank you very much for listening.